All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon. Let's see, The Blackest Heart and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Now, today I am here to review Sharpe's Triumph. This is book number 2 in Bernard Cornwell's 21-book series about Richard Sharpe, the rifleman in the English army who, during the Napoleonic War against the world. And I've got all 21 books in the series here. I have reviewed book number 1, Sharpe's Tiger, already. And now we are at book number 2. And tomorrow, I will actually enjoyed this book so much, I hurried and read book number 3, Sharpe's Fortress. So tomorrow we will have a review of Sharpe's Fortress on the channel. Now these 3 books are kind of like a prequel trilogy to the main series. Now the main series takes place during the Napoleonic Wars, and these 3 books kind of show how Richard Sharpe got his start in the English army, British army, on the continent of India. I don't think it's a continent. The state, no, it's not that. It's a country, the country of India. Anyway, it's in India, okay? This book came out in Sharpe's Triumph, came out in 1998. Like I said, it's book number 2 in the huge, bigger, overarching series. Let's talk about the cover first, because I love cover design. I love cover illustration. These are cool. I like these. I like all 3 of them. Sharpe's Triumph here has the cannon, got the misty, distant fortress in the background. Now, all 3 of these covers were done by an illustrator named Carl D. Galion, or I think that's how you pronounce it. Actually, speaking of cool things about these books, besides just the covers, which I think are dope, I actually have Sharpe's Tiger signed by Bernard Cornwell himself when I met the man at a book signing. Anyway, okay, so this book, Sharpe's Triumph, takes place in 1803, roughly 4 years after Sharpe's Tiger. Now, Richard Sharpe is 26 years old in this book, which makes you realize how young he was in this first book. I think it's about 4 years. I think there's a 4-year time span. Let me see. It's on the back. 1799 is when this one took place. This one takes place in 1803. Holy shit, my math was spot on. Just pulled that out of my ass and it worked. Okay, anyway. So, 4 years since he earned his sergeant stripes in the first book. Now he is leading... We open up this book, Richard Sharpe is leading a company of 6 privates to, and a 13-year-old street urchin named Durfee. He's leading them into the fort of Castle Galeon or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff. And there he is to buy ammo and bring back, via a bunch of horse carts, 80,000 rounds of musket cartridges that had been stolen from the East India Company armory. That is his task. That is what he's doing. Well, things go ass over teapot real fast, and the next thing you know, there's this bad guy named Dodd, who is a murderous traitor, and he sweeps in and kills everybody in this fort. He's a mercenary of the Maratha Confederation, a traitor, he left the British Army. Now he's doing bad things for the enemy. He really sweeps in and kills everybody, and that's the opening scene of this. And Richard Sharpe is left for dead, and he swears vengeance. He is going to get this Mr. Dodd and wreak vengeance. And so now he's vowed to hunt down, Richard Sharpe has vowed to hunt this dude down. And in the process, he plunges headlong into the Battle of Assay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. It is it's ASS, gosh, if I can remember, ASSAYE, Assay. He's in this battle is led by Lord Arthur Wellesley, who is a real historical figure who went on to become the Duke of Wellington. And that's why I love these books, is because they incorporate real battles that happened. There was a Battle of Assaye. It was Arthur Wellesley's, as they say, greatest triumph, his greatest military adventure, his greatest battle. Even though Lord Wellesley, or Duke of Wellington, had many battles, he himself said the Battle of Assaye in India was his greatest triumph. And they think that's why anyway, there's an afterword. It's called Triumph. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and there's an afterword in this book. Not only is there that, but there's maps of the battlefield and all this stuff. And there's an afterword where Bernard Cornwell lets us know about the historical details of what really happened at the battle and who was involved. And of course, Richard Sharpe is just a made-up fictional character. And so is Obadiah Hakeswell, who is another one of Richard Sharpe's nemeses, or the antagonists. Not only is Mr. Dodd, the traitor, someone that needs to be dealt with, but Obadiah Hakeswell is sort of Richard Sharpe's nemesis throughout this first trilogy here. And he is a great character. He's just a slimy, weaselly soldier. You know what I mean? He's always just looking to, promote. Anyway, I'll let you read the books and find out how creepy this guy is. Anyway, this is a sweeping historical novel, like a military adventure, real places, real people, real things, and Bernard Cornwell's writing is always some of my favorite. His prose is great. His dialogue is spectacular. And I just love all these Richard Sharpe books. I've read them all once. We are reading them all again in order of, in their chronological order for the channel. We're only to number 2. We got 21 to go. And I think he's still writing some. I think there's a new one coming out next year. But anyway, so Richard Sharpe, The Rifleman, Sharpe's Triumph, book number 2 by Bernard Cornwell. I'm giving this a solid 9.5 out of 10. It is just a really good historical novel.